Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're doing something a little different. We're going to be hopping onto Lord Shocker's Angel Legion account. I haven't really done account reviews for Angel Legion before, so this will be a fun little first time. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it and you can learn a few things about making your team work well in Angel Legion. What's cool about Shocker's account is he's quite a heavy spender, he's a very successful person on our server, so it'll be cool to see all the different progress that he's made using his very, very impressive team. Now, before we get into this, let me remind you that today's video is sponsored by Angel Legion, and they wanted me to let you know that they're adding a new bunch of skins to the game. So in my upcoming Angel Legion videos, I'm going to be sharing with you those fashion pieces that you can get completely for free if you're a Google Play player. And like all fashion pieces in this game, you can use them to customize your heroes and make them wear the fashion that you've unlocked. As I said, this is free. There's a code in the description to go ahead and get it, and it looks like this. Now, I'm personally not going to be equipping that to my heroes because I prefer my characters to look like badass space warrior girls, but if you like girls to be wearing bikinis in space, then there you go. Enjoy. You can go ahead and cash that code in. The code's in the description, and there's a link to do that in the description as well. So click that link, put in the code and your account information, and there you go. You can give a bikini to one of your heroes. But that's the kind of content the devs have told me you guys want, so enjoy. So welcome to Lord Shocker's account. He has 10 million combat power. This guy is an absolute Chad. Look at the arena. He unfortunately hasn't managed to eke into the top 5, but he's 6th. Rank 6. You can see it right there. Very, very nice. Now let's go see the team he is rocking. So we got ourselves Mysterious Girl. She's SS Red Star 3, which means he's made a ton of progress in the battlefield to unlock those Maya shards. So kudos to him. He's at 1202, which puts him 8th place on here. Very nice. Now, the fact that other people have gotten higher is interesting. I think that already tells us something about his account. He might not be very crowd control orientated. I don't think looking at that, yeah, that checks out. We got ourselves energy feed heroes like Magic Arrow, Arcane Scholar. Interesting that he has chosen to build both. I think you only need one, but hey, that actually might work in some circumstances. We've also got Time Guardian. Absolutely love this hero. She's one of the best crowd control heroes in the game, so really cool that she's built up. We've got ourselves Super Paladin. Across the board. Is everything Super Paladin? Nice. Okay, and let's go see. Are we running how much crit? This is the test. 26%? That feels quite low. That means she's not going to crit as much. Unless her talent tree is really leaning in on crit. What have we got here? Hit? Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Hit is so that she doesn't get dodged. So I guess you have to sacrifice the crit there just so that you can get the bonuses of hits. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. So even though we don't have that much crit, which means her chance of getting the bonus in her skills is lowered, because if you don't know anything about Time Guardian, when she deals a critical hit, she additionally increases the chance of stunning the opponent by 40%. So you get a 40% stun chance increase. Normally this is 60%, so the 40 takes you to a 100% chance to stun. So critting on Time Guardian is really important. So what we've done here is we've sacrificed the chance to crit by having it only at 26%, but given ourselves some hit as well, which is 24%. So that's interesting. What's Valkyrie rocking? Because this is one of his big heroes. I know when he started playing, Valkyrie was one of those heroes he was leaning in on, and she's absolutely incredible for damage. I mean, she looks freaking wild. She looks like the Joker, right? Female Joker, almost Harley Quinn kind of vibes going on here. Wild. And we've got Marshall set here. Okay, so we're building towards damage. That's good. Valkyrie is definitely a damage dealing hero. And she's got 47% crit. Okay, that's substantially bigger. And her talent tree, what are we looking at? All on Overlord. This is leading towards the idea that if everyone on your team's dead, she's going to be able to solo carry hard. Yeah. Whenever an ally is defeated, she gets more crit. Yep. And when there are 6 allies in the formation, but only she is remaining, her damage is increased by 100% the next round, which means she's basically able to blow people out, provided she's the last man standing. That's really terrifying, actually. So really nice way of beating waves if you're losing most of your other heroes. Very interesting, nuke the enemy right at the end kind of build. Next, we got Magic Arrow. She's Legend 5 as well. Wow. So we got Arcane Scholar and Magic Arrow Legend 5. So that's 2 energy feed heroes. That's interesting. Who are we energy feeding with this? Let's go look at his lineup, because they both feed in a column. So what's the defensive lineup we've got rocking? Okay, we've got Magic Arrow energy feeding the Time Guardian, and then Arcane Scholar energy feeding the Valkyrie. That's interesting, because Valkyrie gets multiple attacks. So I don't know if I would necessarily do that. I wonder how much more he'd benefit if he actually put the Arcane Scholar on the back line and had a different hero at the front. Like another Scythe hero that would be pretty good. And that's the interesting thing. He's got a Scythe lineup, which means Time Guardian actually gets like increased chances to stun, which is really, really good. And then Valkyrie's going to get added damage. So I guess is his other hero just Filial Spirit? And he uses her when he needs her? That could be the case, right? Because Filial Spirit's absolutely incredible. And she's one of the best PvE damage dealers. I've made videos about how strong she is in the past. And yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. And do we have electronic interference on this? No, we don't. Where's our electronic interference coming from then? Have we not spec'd into electronic interference? So you'd want electronic interference because that increases the energy requirement of enemies to release their skills, which is what you want your two middle heroes to have, because you need 3 adjacent heroes. That's 1 in front or behind, and then 2 on either side. So if you slap electronic interference on your middle heroes, enemies need to use 6 energy to do active skills, not 4. And that can be really, really clutch against opponents, because it means they do less active skills against you. But it looks like he hasn't got that, unless I'm missing something. Does Sakura Dancer have that in on her talent tree? She's partnered up. Nope, she doesn't have it. She's not invested in formation. Does Shocker just not like electronic interference? It's one of the best abilities in the game. So he could do so much more damage if he just put electronic interference in, because it's going to give the simulated alpha less chances to use active skills against you. So my advice to Shocker, if you're going to respec your heroes, get your middle hero on your back and front line to have electronic interference, and that will hugely, hugely help you, because it's going to punish opponents and make them less likely to do actives. So let's go and fight the battlefield. He's currently hard stuck on 1203. Let's go fight this one out. Let's see what happens. So we start off. Oh, look at that. Active skill from Time Guardian right there. I love Time Guardian's active when she gets the fancy thing. Here you go. Arcane Scholar. Bang. Getting dodged. That's unfortunate. And there's an active from Maya. Now, you might argue that the reason he hasn't got electronic interference is because the enemies already have 6 energy when they start, but you can see that enemy there at the start only used 4 energy to do their active. But then again, if you are crowd controlling them, it doesn't really matter. You could build towards damage. So maybe there is some interesting logic to this. I'd love for him to drop a comment down below and explain why he didn't invest in electronic interference, because I've always thought it's an incredible ability, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something here. Here comes Ares, just smacking in against them. And Time Guardian's back. Dodged. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. So at later game, especially in things like Battlefield, enemies really, really have a high dodge chance. So what he's chosen to do is like, look, I've got a little bit of crit here. I'm going to go for that high roll. If I don't get it, then I'm just going to have to redo the fight. And that makes sense. And he also said he never uses commander items, which I thought was fascinating, because radioactive bombs are so clutch when you're starting to lose a fight. So I'm going to try and push this for him using his commander items. There we go. We got 2 stuns off. No electronic interference means the enemy only uses 4 energy. Here comes Arcane Scholar. Nice. And we should get a free pass here because the opponents are stunned. Yep. So Magic Arrow is going to energy feed Time Guardian. Here comes Valkyrie. Man, she does so much damage. It's ridiculous. And Time Guardian again. Can we get another stun? Yes, we can. 2 stuns is absolutely brilliant. Here comes Arcane Scholar. Energy feeding the Valkyrie behind us, which I guess does give him maximum damage potential, because Valkyrie's active skills are ridiculous and she could potentially do 2 in a row. So we're going to see that. There's 1. There's 2. Yeah, we are starting to hurt this enemy real good now. Here's Ares. Bang. Didn't do a lot of damage with him there, unfortunately. You'd wonder if Athena would be better here. But then again, I guess the logic here with this wave is once the enemies have all done active skills, you're dead anyway. So it really doesn't matter and you can't really stop it. So what we really want at this point is Ares to come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold back on the Ares this time around, and I'm going to try and save it for the opponents to be within range of him killing them. So we start again. Can we get a 3-way stun? No, we got resisted, so I'm just going to start this fight again. We need a completely triple stun to have this one be in, and because of that low crit chance, we don't have it. But then again, they're resisting anyway, which is really annoying. Okay, there we go. We got 2 stuns off. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Hopefully we don't lose Maya to this active. She gets an active herself. That's really helpful. Oh, and we weaken their attack. Oh, that's huge. Yes. Oh, brilliant. There we go. Oh, a double attack super combo. Fantastic. Really, really good. Purify coming through there as well. Here's Time Guardian. Can we get another stun? Okay, 1 stun on the front line. Not too bad. Here comes Arcane Scholar. Yo, this could be a win. This could absolutely be a win. Oh my word, we've lost Maya. We've lost Arcane Scholar. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. I'm going to go manual mode. And I'm going to use one of our laser beams to soften up that opponent on the end. Just to get a bit of damage in there. That was hardly anything. Wow. Okay. So we're just going to do a basic little heal here. And I'm going to skip Ares. And we need a big stun from Time Guardian. Oh, she got a double stun. Oh, that's amazing. That's really, really good. Now, at this point, I think we have to nuke the opponent to set up for Ares. If it hits them 3, that's really good. Oh! Oh, yo, this is huge. That enemy on the end, very weak. Here comes Valkyrie. Can we get the kill? Yes, we can. Oh, Sakura Dancer. Let's go. Heal us up. And I'm going to skip Ares again. We just need to soften up this opponent. Come on. We've nearly got them. This is it. Laser beam them. Yep. And then again, here comes Valk. Do we get another attack? We don't. And I think that's going to be enough for Ares to get the execute. It's got to be, right? Come on. Come on. Big! There it is, man. So me squeezing out another win there for Shocker. And I think that's what Shocker's going to need to do, because he's going to have to delay that Ares until he can get the kill. And he's going to have to use those radioactive bombs to push out additional waves now, because he wants to do as much damage as physically possible, and the bomb is one of the best damage items in the game. So if you can throw that out and high roll and hit most of the opponents with the rest of your team surviving, especially when he's in a crap situation like he was then, when his whole front line had died, that's the difference between winning and losing. Really cool. Right, let's go see how his team fights in Arena. Let's go put this to the test. And I want to use Mulan. I really do. So I think I'm going to use Mulan instead of the Magic Arrow. So let's go find someone we think we can beat. So it's number 7. Oh my word. He doesn't even come close. This guy's 8.5 million and Shocker is 10 million. That's ridiculous. Now, with this, I'm going to put Arcane Scholar on the back. And I'm going to put Filial Spirit here. We could even put Valkyrie on the front for even more damage, because you get that bonus from the Scythe Maya. Let's try that. Let's see if this actually works out nice, because I know Valkyrie's a nuts hero. But then again, if we get crowd controlled by things like Deadly Shadows, that's going to stuck. But then again, we're faster because of the game we have on power against this guy, so we should be okay. Mulan doesn't have silence resist? Oh, of course she doesn't. She's a PvE hero, I assume. So I guess he's like, oh, I don't use her in PvP. A Dragon Knight's a wild thing to have to face. I'm going to go auto mode. Let's play this one out. This should be pretty easy. Yep. All right, Arcane Scholar, what are we going to do here? Okay, we got a kill. Nice. Energy feeding the Time Guardian. Always helpful. The silence on the Mulan sucked. Then again, they've got a Phantom Blade that's being forced into active, so that also works out nice for us. And oh, really? Deadly Shadow? Getting the stun on us? That's unfortunate. It's also very clever. Slot 6 Deadly Shadow, especially on slower teams, because you've got lower power, gets around Sakura Dancer. Very, very smart play. Come on. Mulan gets 1 active. That didn't really do much. Yeah, this Mulan feels pretty weak. She only really pops off in later game when there's less enemies on the opposing team. Because her active skill's similar to Fairy Queen Vesper and Idle Heroes, it kind of just pops all around. So she prefers very much so when there's less opponents, because it means she can pressure a single one. Yeah, so she's pretty inconsistent. That's unfortunate. So I think we just got straight out beat here, which is surprising because that team is substantially weaker than ours. So, interesting. Right, now I'm going to go and fight with his team then. The one that he had set up. Because it seems this Mulan really didn't do much. So we put Magic Arrow in, Arcane Scholar like that. And let's see how his lineup works based on how he's built it. So again, we start off with the Time Guardian. She gets 1 stun off there. And then your Arcane Scholar comes through, energy feeding the Valkyrie. Nice. Oh, I guess it means that Valkyrie will always get a really strong double active because you energy feed her. Maybe that's the logic here. She super combos and always gets 2 actives off in round 1. That would make sense, right? Which she just did here. So you deal a ton of damage pressure just by having the double energy feed. Now I'm starting to understand this. Okay, that's very cool, because I don't use Valkyrie myself. But I guess that means you're basically, it feels like you're running a second Valkyrie on your team, because she's always going to do double actives. And because of the energy feed we've had, we're going to do the exact same thing again. Look at that. That is disgusting. All because we just put energy feed in onto the Valkyrie. And you annihilate that lineup. Wow. That is really, really cool. So there you go, folks. I learned something today, that if you energy feed a Valk, putting her on the back line so that she gets guaranteed energy feed from the frontliner, she actually then pops off in round 1, which deals an oppressively good amount of damage. And if you're lucky enough to get a super combo off, you then end up doing another double active skill in round 2, and the damage that she's able to deal is unbelievable, so that you can absolutely shred an opposing team. And by removing that from the team, we actually lost a ton of fights. So basically, if you guys want to be a Scythe hero user, right? I'm personally using Rifle. You guys can use Katana, but if you want to use Scythe, then energy feeding a Valkyrie could genuinely be definitely the way forwards for you guys. So yeah, really cool. I was questioning that Magic Arrow and that Arcane Scholar at the beginning, because in my brain, I'm like, well, you just want to energy feed crowd control heroes. But the fact he's energy feeding a damage dealer, I mean, dead is the best form of crowd control. If they're dead, they can't do anything. So the double active from the Valk, very impressive. And yeah, if you guys want to try that at home, you definitely should, because as you've seen today, it's really strong. So Shocker, thanks for letting us take a look at that. I definitely learned something. Hopefully you guys did too. And if you want to catch more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, today's video is sponsored by Angel Legion. And if you want to get that new outfit and fashion piece for your heroes, the code is in the description. Until next time, have a good week and happy idling.